Hi, today we're going to make an Hungarian dish by the name of Lecso. It's a very special Hungarian sauce that is served with any kind of meat, usually pork or chicken. If this is for you, stick around. My name is Monica Czerweniak and I'm with Fearless Cooking. So let's start it. So I pounded these pork loins very thinly, put some salt on it, and we're going to just saute them on both sides so they're nice and brown. These are called Schnitzels in Austria. Now a Schnitzel not necessarily means a Wiener Schnitzel, a Viennese style. A Schnitzel actually means very thin slices of meat. And that's what a Schnitzel is. Now in Hungary they're using chicken pieces with the bones in. Whatever you have on hand will work fine. Let's just make sure. I already put salt on this fish. Just going to get both sides nice and brown. Take it out and then we're going to start our sauce. These are nice and brown. We're going to take them out then and I'm going to continue making the sauce. As I mentioned, you can use any kind of protein or not at all. You can use vegetarian. We're going to take this meat out now and we're going to start our sauce. Put this away. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute our onions. Very important that you use lots of onions for the sauce. And we're going to get these nice and soft. They don't need to be brown. We just want to soften them up. And I'm going to also add my garlic. Lots of garlic. I got about 3 cloves of garlic here. Garlic is important in Hungarian cuisine. Now I'm going to add my peppers. I have here about 2-3 bell peppers. You can use just red ones if you like. I happen to have a green one on hand as well. Now we're going to saute that a little bit and adding our spices at the same time, which is probably the most important part. And first thing we're going to use is a little bit of salt. I have here some caraway seeds we're going in with. And the most important part is marjoram. If you have fresh one, then you would put it in later on in the dish. Not in the beginning, as it would get very, very bitter and wouldn't have the strength either. I prefer to use, in this case, a dry one. Keep sauteing this. Now we're also going to put some pepper in. And here we're going with the paprika. I'm going to turn the heat off. Whenever you're adding paprika, it's very important that you don't cook it up. Otherwise, it's going to get very bitter, your paprika. So, paprika, by the way, is made out of bell peppers. They get dried. There are different kinds of paprika. There's sweet paprika, there's dark paprika, and there's spicy paprika. In Hungary, most of the time they're using sweet paprika. As I said, I don't want to cook it up on the heat, so that's why I turned it off. It smells delicious already. At this point, I'm going to have some beautiful tomatoes here. They're delicious. Fresh tomatoes. You can also use tomato paste, but I prefer tomatoes. These are going to cook away and they will give you a beautiful color. You don't really need to peel them or do any of that stuff because it's just going to cook away. So at this point, I am also going to put a little bit of stock in. I have some chicken stock here. If you were to do a vegetarian version, of course you would use vegetarian stock. If you want some directions on that, I will add it to my description below. Anyway, now what we're going to do, we're going to cook this up for about 35-40 minutes. It really has to cook up. Alright, let's see what's happening here. I put a lid on it. As you can see, most of the tomatoes are cooked away. The sauce is getting lovely. I'm going to put my meat back in there. And the sauce that comes out of it, it's very important that you don't waste that. And now we're going to sort of hide the meat underneath the sauce and give this about a few minutes to heat up. Now, if you wanted to get this spicy, of course you can add some chili flakes. Or you can use a little bit of sriracha, but we're not really hot eating people. I'm gonna give this a few more minutes and then you're ready to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy this session, if you like to come back, please touch the notification on the bell and you will always be informed about my new videos which come out weekly. In the meantime, we have Lecso sauce in pork schnitzels. Okay, we're gonna give it a taste. Sauce is beautiful. Delicious. It's not a really tomato taste, it's a little paprika taste, but you don't want to be overpowering on paprika, so it's just perfect. Our dish is ready, and we're going to take a few pieces. And just adding some beautiful herbs. Have some chives and parsley. And usually you serve potatoes with it. And here you are. Hungarian Lecso sauce with pork schnitzels. With Austrian pork schnitzels. I hope you enjoyed this. Please do come back. In the meantime, remember to be fearless in your kitchen.